chased, and down he goes. Got a man open if he can get him, and he does. It's caught, diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Illinois, Josh Ferguson.
And welcome everybody to this week's edition of Fighting Illini Insider. I'm your host in Champaign, Brian Barnhart. Great to have you with us for another edition of the show. On today's show, we're going to take a look back at the Illini football team and their win over Texas State. Kind of a strange game on Saturday at Memorial Stadium with a 2-hour weather delay. We'll get into that with Coach Tim Beckman in a few minutes. Also a sweet weekend, a sweep weekend, if you will, for Illini volleyball and soccer. Take a look back at that, and then we'll look ahead with Coach Beckman to Illinois at Nebraska coming up Saturday night in Lincoln. All that is straight ahead, but first a look back at Illinois' victory, hard fought, over Texas State this last Saturday.
And hi everybody, welcome to Illini football today as we close down the non-conference portion of the schedule. It's Illinois today at home against, from San Marcos, Texas, the Texas State Bobcats. First play of the game, Davis in motion. Here is Lunt, little swing pass to the right, Ferguson, 20, upfield 25, 30, right sideline 40, right sideline 50, cuts back, 40, 30, one man to beat, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! How do you like that? 75 yards. Josh Ferguson to the house on the first play of the game for Illinois.
Has to come in more under control.
Man in motion. Now here is the quarterback. Hands it to his tailback low this time, and he lost a yard. On the end, it's 3rd and 1 after the gain of 3. Option handoff. Franks runs it right, and they knock him off his feet at the 36-yard line. That time he loses a couple. Another first down there, 9th. 1st and 10, just shy of midfield. Jones, fake handoff. Now he's going to run it right. Looking to throw, and down he goes. DJ Smoot got him at the 44-yard line. In the gun, Tyler Jones. Drop back, chased, and down he goes. They got him. There's your man Smoot again. Back near the 30-yard line for Robert Lowe. Here is the quarterback, hands it off to Lowe. Not much there. Gerard Clements drops him. Robert Lowe, the tailback. Jones tucks it in his belly, delayed handoff, not going anywhere. They drop him for a loss. Back at the 21-yard line, Austin Teitzma. 2 receivers either side, hurry up mode for Illinois. Lunt scrambles, looks to throw, does, dumps it to Young, got away from his man 40, turns upfield, first down 50, still on his feet, plowing ahead to the 40-yard line, and all the way to the 39, a first down and 10 Illinois.
Big chunk of acreage.
Illinois hurry up mode, minute 30 for the half, down 21-6, Lunt with a strike over the middle, it's Barr again, inside the hash marks, down to the 15 with a catch. Ferguson in at tailback, gets the handoff, big hole up the middle, touchdown Illinois, as he flips his way into the end zone. Man in motion, here is Tyler Jones, being chased, and down he goes, back inside the 20-yard line. 3rd sack of the day for Illinois. Here's the kick away by Texas State. The Illini are going to get it back. And a return on as Bentley with the catch. Here he goes, 30, 40, 50, right sideline, 40, and he's down to the 33-yard line of Texas State. 21-13 Texas State. Illinois with some momentum. Rush on Lunt. Screen pass set up, nice catch. This is Ferguson, 30, cuts back left, 20, down to the 10, he's gonna score, a touchdown! Wow. 33 yards, Ferguson. Chris O'Connor, by the way, is in the game at left guard. Here's the snap back, great block. Lunt, man over the middle, got him. Oh, it looks like Dudek, it is. First time today, all the way down to the 15-yard line. 9:30 for the 3rd quarter, 21-19 Texas State. Illinois 2nd and 10. Lunt slings it over the middle. Juggling catch inside the 5-yard line. Oh, that's a tremendous catch. Hurry up, Mo. The Illini can take the lead. Young is to the left of Lunt. Hands it to him. Young plowing his way in. Touchdown! Touchdown, Illinois. And the Illini have charged back from down 21-6. 2nd and 10. Receiver in motion, play action to him. Now they're going to throw it to him, to his left. Caught, and he is grabbed and thrown for a loss back at the 28-yard line. 28-25 Texas State, 3rd and 7 from midfield. Rush on, he's in trouble, and Jones goes down. He's been the big guy today, 3 touchdowns. Fake to him now, throw to Dudek. Streaking over the middle, got it. 45 Dudek, 50-yard line before they pull him down. Snap back. Handoff, delay to Ferguson. Veers to the outside 40. 35-30. Got a first down near the 20-yard line. Here is Lunt. Third down. Rolls it right. Looking for the end zone. Lob to the end zone. Got him in. Touchdown! Touchdown, Illinois! From their own 36. Here is the quarterback keeper. Jones running right, and a bunch of orange shirts to grab him at the 34-yard line. He'll lose 2. 5:38 left. Illinois up 4 with the football. Here is the handoff to Ferguson. Straight up the gut. Here he goes. 40, 50. He might score. Cuts back at the 20. He's down at the 16-yard line. The snap. Oh, it's bobbled. He kicks it through anyway, and it's good.
Rolls out, finds him.
A game of 14. Here's a pass right, left side, intercepted. Intercepted by D'Angelo Bentley. He's going to the house. Touchdown, Illinois. All the way up to the 40. 41 almost. Here is Jones. He's had a big day today. Lobs it deep right sideline to Ija. Broken up by Darius Mosley. They bounce it. It rolls.
Oh, it's loose.
And it's loose. And let's see who's got it. There's a pile up there of about 20 players on the field.
Ball. TJ Neal has the ball. TJ Neal has the ball.
Well, it sure wasn't easy as the two teams will meet at midfield. Illinois is going to win it here over a battling Texas State Bobcat team. We got a 2-hour storm delay, but the Illini rally from behind and hold on to win. 42-35 over Texas State.
Welcome back. Fighting Illini Insider continues here from Champaign as we're joined on the set by Illini head football coach Tim Beckman. And Coach, kind of a interesting day on Saturday. 2-hour storm delay, a lot of offense, and a fairly close game as it turned out.
Well, I'm glad we were at home, no question. Last time I've experienced a delayed game, I was at Oklahoma State and we were on a trip. So, you know, it's good to have the kids back in their own facility so that when we get back out there we can make the adjustments. But when you're delayed for that time, you got to make sure that they've got their minds rolling right.
We'll talk about what the Illini did during that delay here in just a little bit, but let's start with the offense first of all. And Josh Ferguson, a big day on Saturday. He had a lot of rushing yards, 190. He had a lot of receiving yards, 43, 3 touchdowns, 233 total yards. A career day for Josh.
Well, Brian, I mean, we started the game out extremely well, you know, throwing the screen pass, and of course that counted into a rush for him. So we hit him early in the football game. We wanted to start fast, and that's exactly what he did. Josh has got great talent. There's no question about it, and he's got to be one of our guys that we continue to get to play up to the capabilities that I know he's capable of doing. So he's fun to watch. There's no question about that.
Well, good cutbacks, and what makes him so versatile?
I think it's speed. He's got great speed. He's got great athleticism. He loves the game, and as we all know, he plays very, very hard for the Fighting Illini, and he wants to make his team successful. And that's the greatest thing that Josh Ferguson does for us.
I know Coach Cuban and you have tried to get him in the open space, get him out there away from the defense and let him do his thing, and that's kind of what we saw.
Well, you know, again, that's what he does the best. And, you know, as a football coach, you want to put your players in the best situations and make them successful. And when he has opportunities to get out in the open field, and he's extremely quick, as I mentioned, he can make a lot of plays.
Well, again, big day for Josh Ferguson. A lot of numbers to talk about in this game. That's kind of interesting. But also Wes Lunt at quarterback for Illinois. Threw for 266 yards, a couple of touchdowns. He didn't get credit for the Josh Ferguson pass or run,
right?
But certainly he had a good day overall, I thought.
Yeah, Wes, probably the best thing that Wes did is really after that break, he came back out and really performed extremely well. You know, the first part of the game we were a little bit off sync again, and from Wes to the wide receivers, a little off sync. But boy, when we came back, they really fit in and they really got together on the same level. And you know, Wes has got great talent. He demands the responsibility of being a leader when he's out there on the football field. And as we all know, that with Coach Cubitt's offense, he is the guy that's making a lot of those calls and a lot of those adjustments on the field. So we've got the proper play that can make us successful.
Well, certainly you play without Geronimo Allison in
Yeah.
the ball game. I know hopefully we can get him back, but some other guys stepped up along the way too to help out Wes, including Mikey Dudek.
Well, again, you know, you lose a very, very good player in Geronimo Allison, and then you ask really two true freshmen to step up and play extremely well, and I thought they did. You got Mikey Dudek, who probably filled in as good as any freshman that I've seen come in and play. You have Malik Turner, another young man that stepped up his game, and then Justin Hardy. So we had three players that had to step their game up because G-Mo's not being in.
Certainly did. We talked about the delay, Coach, and baseball is normal. That happens all the time.
Sure.
But lightning and football, and it's happening a little more frequently, it seems like, as they take precautions these days. But what does a football team do for a couple of hours in a locker room? There's a lot of guys in there.
Well, we started out the first part of the break, you know, just going over things that we needed to correct, you know, from that time that we were on the first quarter that we were on the field. And then, you know, what do you do as a coach? Do you want them to be tight and uptight and, you know, always thinking about football, or do you move them off, turn the TVs on, let them watch some football, play some music, ride, you know, ride bikes, you know, continue to be active, but not be stressful. And that's exactly what we did. And I thought our players really, this is the first time for them to do this too, so did an outstanding job. We had talked about this about 3 weeks prior to, and it was something that the team had been talked to about already.
All right, let's wrap it up, our look back with the defense. Talk about their effort. Held Texas State to 14 points in the second half. Had 14 tackles for loss.
Yeah.
That's the most since 2002. So a good day, I thought, there statistically.
Again, attacking the quarterback, we felt it was very essential for us to be successful in this game. We had to attack that quarterback, and that's exactly what we did. That's what created the 14 tackle for losses. Very, very happy with D'Angelo. He came to the sideline. This exact same play happened to him before. We come to the sidelines, we talk about it, he makes a minor adjustment, picks it off and scores a touchdown. DJ Smoot had one of his most productive football games as a sophomore coming in. I really look forward to his future with us here. And we continue to get great edge pressure from Jihad Ward, Kenny Nelson, to Jazz Ward, Carol Phillips, and of course DJ Smoot. So we've got to continue the game because we'll have a great challenge this weekend.
All right, well, a good job by the offense and the defense on Saturday as Illinois gets the win, 42-35. We've got more to come, including a look ahead to Saturday night's opponent in Lincoln, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We'll talk about that later with Coach. Also, our keys to the player, John Davis. We'll talk about all that next on Fighting Illini Insider. Welcome back. Fighting Illini Insider continues. I'm Brian Barnhart, joined by head football coach Tim Beckman, and we always like to do a feature on our players from time to time. And, of course, our student athletes, one of our seniors, John Davis, is our feature today.
Well, an outstanding young man, as I always say. And again, I'm very blessed to be a head football coach to work with such great kids. And John is on the top of that chart. Great football player, does everything right. You know, you don't ask him to do anything more than he wants to do, and that's exactly what he does. He makes our football team better, just being around him, not just as a football player, but as a person.
All right, our keys to the player, number 3, John Davis. Welcome back to Fighting Illini Insider. Brian Barnhart again in Champaign. Let's take a look back as well as we look back at Illinois football. Let's check out some of the other action on the University of Illinois campus and elsewhere. And we'll start first of all with soccer on the pitch, as the Illinois soccer team, 22nd ranked in the country, had a pair of home shutouts over the weekend against Indiana and Purdue. Redshirt senior Janelle Flaw scored all 5 goals for the Illini in the 2 matches to move Illinois to 8-2 on the year. The women will now hit the road for the next 3 games, starting with Ohio State on Friday. The Fighting Illini volleyball team closed out non-conference play with wins over Creighton, Colorado, and South Dakota to capture the Creighton Classic title. Brandy Donnelly was named All-Tournament MVP, and Katie Static and Liz McMahon tabbed All-Tournament honors. After nearly a month on the road, Illinois returns to Huff Hall this weekend for the start of Big Ten play. The Illini will be the first to welcome Maryland and Rutgers to the Big Ten, with matches at Huff on Friday and Saturday nights. The Illini men's golf team dominated the weekend at Wolf Run to earn their 2nd win of the season by a 30-shot margin. Senior Brian Campbell led the orange and blue, finishing 4 under par to claim medalist honors. Teammate Charlie Danielson finishing 2nd in the field, shooting a 1 under par to help the Illini grab their 5th straight win at that event. The men will have the next 3 weeks off before heading back to Indiana to compete in the Sagamore Preview in Noblesville on October 13th and 14th. And that's a look at Illini Athletics for this week. Coming up next, Coach Beckman and I will preview Illinois at Nebraska. That's next on Fighting Illini Insider. Welcome back. Fighting Illini Insider continues. Brian Barnhart with head coach Tim Beckman. And Coach, let's get ready for Nebraska. Now, I heard they're wearing all red unis out there. Is that right?
Yeah, they got a lot of talk from some sports writers, and they'll be in the all red uniforms. And you know, what a great atmosphere, playing on national television. 8 o'clock at night, so our players are very excited.
Yeah, you've been there a couple of times, I know, before when you coached out at Oklahoma State. Certainly, one of the they've sold out every game since the early '60s, I guess.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere, but there's so many places in the Big Ten that are great atmospheres for college football. You know, been able to play there twice, got the 1-1 record, and really look forward to going back to there.
Well, when you think Nebraska these days, you think Amir Abdullah, and a good reason why. I think he's a Heisman candidate.
I've seen a lot of running backs through my time. He definitely rates up there as being one of the top players that I've been around or coached against. He's very dynamic in what he does. He's got great power when he runs, but he can also have that burst to make you miss. You see him making tackles, making people miss tackles.
Well, when you think about it, he's on a list with Amon Green. He's behind Amon Green and Mike Rozier. Those are the 2 guys ahead of him on the Nebraska rushing list.
Yeah, great names. I mean, and his name fits with those 2. There's no question about it. And he has a lot to do with making big plays. And look what he did against McNeese State. I mean, there was 5-6 tackles that on the last play of the game, they get him the football on a little dump pass, and he ends up taking it the distance to win the football game.
Tommy Armstrong is their quarterback. He's very good, can throw it or run it. Obviously, Kenny Bell, a big receiver, so they've got several weapons on that side of the ball. Yeah,
again, I think Tommy having his first true start against us last year and seeing him progress since we played against him last year really shows that how much he has created himself a great offense, because they're #1 ranked in most categories offensively.
Okay, and on defense, we'll look for some key guys there, including Randy Gregory and David Santos and Nate Jerry in that secondary for Nebraska, the Black Shirts, as they're known there in Lincoln. Well, Coach, we're looking forward to the trip out to Lincoln.
Very excited to go. I know our players are. It's the start of the West Conference, you know, with the new realignment of the conferences, so I know our players are excited.
Okay, that'll do it for this week. We'll let you know what happens next week on Fighting Illini Insider.